Hi, Jclemens here from Berkshire Hathaway. I have my lender here with me, Corey Williams from Home Sale Mortgage.
How's it going?
And I wanted to do this video so that I could share it with all of my clients, but particularly new home buyers that have a lot of questions about the home buying process, especially getting the money to buy a house. So I have an expert here with me, and we're going to ask him some questions. And if you have any questions afterwards, reach out to one of us, and we're happy to answer. So, Corey, the first question is, what do I need to qualify for a mortgage?
So, when it comes to what a lender is looking for, they're really looking for two main things. One is going to be your credit history for the last 2 years, and then the second is going to be job history for the last 2 years. So those are really going to be the two biggest things that they're looking for. There's obviously going to be other things that go into it, but those would be the two main things that someone's looking for to get you pre-approved.
So how do I actually apply for a mortgage?
So with me specifically in Home Sale Mortgage, we have a couple of different ways you can get pre-approved. So one would be an in-person, like face-to-face interview. One would be a phone call. We can kind of go over, on a Saturday morning, give you a call, go get all of your information. We also offer a specific app. So I can actually send you an app, or Jen can send you the app. You can fill it right out on your phone, or you can actually log in on the web and do it that way. So a few different ways to get pre-approved.
That's easy. So how long does it take to know if I'm actually qualified for a mortgage or not?
That's a good question. So normally I would say 24 hours you would know, and it really just depends on how busy the loan officer is, but I would say anywhere from a couple hours to 24 hours at max.
Awesome. So I know there's a bunch of different types of mortgages. Can you speak a little bit about that, and then how do we know what type of mortgage is for me?
So there's basically two types of loans. There would be a government-backed loan, so your FHA, your USDA, and then a non-government-backed loan, so a conventional. And really what I would do as a loan officer is I would go through and look at your entire situation and kind of recommend a specific loan program based off of each person's situation. So it's not going to be a blanketed, if you are this is the loan that you go with. We go in depth and try and figure out the best. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So everybody asks, what is the current interest rate, and how do I qualify for the lowest rate?
Sure. So I would say it's kind of a hard question because obviously rates change on a daily basis, but I would say we're seeing rates in the mid twos right now. And the biggest thing is going to be your credit score is going to really determine what your rate is. So if you're looking for the absolute lowest rate possible that they offer, your credit score is going to be the biggest thing. And then if you need to get the rate lower, you can actually pay what it's called points. We won't go in too depth into that today, but there's even ways to get it even lower if you need to as well. So,
cool.
Yeah.
So how do I know how much house I can afford?
So that really depends on each specific situation. So that would be one of the steps that we would do during the pre-approval process. There's really two ways that I specifically go about giving you pre-approval. So one is going to be, I'm going to go through and run each situation and say, here's the maximum amount that you can afford. Or I'll go through and let's say you and Jen have been working for a little bit and you guys have been looking at houses. I'll kind of get you a pre-approval based off of the houses that you guys are looking at. So it really depends on each situation again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how do I know how much my monthly payment is going to be? And also what is included in the monthly payment?
Okay. So that is really a big question that a lot of people have. And the biggest determination on that is obviously going to be the house price, but also the taxes. So some of the things that go into a payment is going to be your principal. So the amount that you make to lower your loan amount every single month, your interest payment. So the amount that you're paying in interest per month. Some other things that go into there is going to be your taxes. So let's say you live in a county that is, for easy math, $12,000 a year in taxes. You're going to pay $1,000 a month in taxes, and that's kind of how that's broken up. And then you're also going to be paying insurance as well. So your homeowner's insurance normally gets wrapped in there as well. So four main things that go into that. And again, really depends on the situation, how much house you're buying, what the taxes are, and how much your insurance are, and that kind of answers that question.
Cool.
Yeah.
The last question I have is, how much money do I need to put down on a house?
Okay, so that is a very broad question as well. There are loan programs that actually allow you to put $0 down. $0 out of
Sweet.
pocket. So those would be your like VA loans. So if you are a veteran, you can actually utilize the VA loan, and that would be a $0 out of pocket for your down payment. Now I know one of the other questions we did have was closing costs. So there is a difference between your down payment and your closing cost.
Very important.
Very important. So with closing cost and down payment, the big difference is the down payment is going to go to lowering your mortgage balance. So there are loan programs that require $0 down. So you're going to be starting at basically 100% LTV, so loan to value. But your closing costs are going to be, your taxes are going to be paid up front. There's going to be a bunch of different things that go into your closing costs. Some of it is paying half of the taxes from the sale of the house. Some of it's going to be I'm blanking, insurance. There's a bunch of different things that we would go in, and as soon as we got a property that we liked, I would actually go through and break down your closing costs with you over the phone and explain everything that's in there.
And I know that you also send a cost sheet.
I
So
do. Yes.
when I send Corey a house that my buyer is looking at and ask him for a cost sheet, he will actually send me back a document that he shares with you and I, and it has everything detailed, so you know exactly what your monthly payment would be, what's involved, and the closing cost, the down payment, and how much money you need at settlement as well.
Yes. So even when you're going into looking at a house, you're going to have a good idea of what it's going to cost to purchase that house, and that kind of, would you say, helps buyers
Yes,
make
tremendously.
a decision? Yeah. So,
Because you might want a certain house, but then you see how much it's going to cost to settle and how much your monthly payments are going to be, and then you may change your mind. Or it might be the other way. Say, oh, I can go a little bit bigger because the rates are so low right now.
absolutely.
So we're actually doing this video in February of 2021.
Yes.
And so the rates are kind
Really
of in the
low.
twos right now.
Yeah.
So it's awesome for home buyers right now. So again, if you have any more questions, I hope this helped a little bit, and reach out to Corey or I, and we're happy to help.